In many industries, professional certifications are marketed as essential milestones for career advancement and job security. Many beginners assume that collecting certificates is the most direct way to prove competency, expecting that adding credentials to a resume will automatically result in job offers and salary upgrades. Unfortunately, the certification market is highly commercialized, and many credentials have little to no value in the eyes of actual hiring managers. In this video, we will break down how to decide if a certification is truly worth your time, effort, and money. By analyzing key criteria such as employer recognition, industry standards, and the direct correlation between a credential and career growth, you can make informed decisions, avoid expensive test fees, and invest in certifications that provide real professional leverage. First, you must evaluate the level of employer recognition and demand for the certification. A credential is only valuable if the people making hiring decisions respect it and actively look for it. To assess this, you should conduct direct research on job listings rather than relying on the marketing claims of certification providers. Search for the specific certification name on major job sites. Look at the number of active listings that list the certification as required or highly preferred. Compare this to the number of listings that do not mention it. If very few employers request the credential, it has low market utility. Furthermore, pay attention to the types of organizations that require it. For example, some certifications are highly valued in government contracting or large enterprise IT environments but ignored by smaller startups or creative agencies. You should align your certification path with the sector you wish to target. You should also examine whether the certification is a hard barrier to entry. In fields like cloud engineering, project management, or cybersecurity, certain certifications, such as the AWS Certified Solutions Architect or the Project Management Professional, are widely accepted as standard proofs of competency that help resumes pass automated applicant tracking systems. If a certification serves as a gateway to getting interviews, it is far more likely to be worth your time than a minor certificate that has no industry-wide standardization. Additionally, talk to active professionals in your target field. Ask them which certifications they actually hold and which ones they look for when hiring junior team members. If they tell you that they ignore a particular credential and focus instead on portfolio projects or technical interviews, that is a strong signal to avoid spending your time and money on it. Real-world feedback from hiring managers is the most accurate indicator of a certification's true value, allowing you to bypass commercial hype and focus on recognized benchmarks. Second, you must analyze the cost of acquisition versus the potential return on investment. The cost of a certification is not just the exam fee, which can range from $100 to over $1,000. It also includes study materials, practice tests, and the hours of study required to prepare. You must calculate the total cost and weigh it against the potential career outcome. A certification is worth your time if it has a direct, measurable link to a career upgrade, such as a promotion, a transfer to a higher-paying department, or access to higher-paying job roles. For instance, if an IT professional pays $300 for a cloud certification that allows them to apply for roles with a 20% higher salary baseline, the return on investment is clear. However, if you are paying hundreds of dollars for a generic certificate in a field with low wages, the financial decision is poor. Furthermore, you must check the expiration and renewal policies of the credential. Many modern certifications are only valid for 2 or 3 years. To maintain them, you must pay annual fees, complete continuing education credits, or retake the exam. This ongoing commitment of time and money can become a significant burden. If a certification requires continuous, costly maintenance with minimal ongoing career utility, its long-term value is low. Make sure you understand the lifecycle costs of any credential before you begin studying. You should also find out if your current employer offers reimbursement for certification costs. Many companies have training budgets and are willing to pay for exams that benefit the business. If you can get your employer to sponsor your certification, the financial risk is removed, making the investment of your time much more attractive. However, even with sponsorship, you must still ensure that the study hours required do not distract you from delivering high performance in your current role, as real-world results are always the primary driver of career progression. Finally, you must distinguish between theory-based certifications and skills-based portfolio building. Many beginners fall into the trap of collecting minor certificates from online course platforms, assuming that showing completion of a course is equivalent to having a professional credential. These certificates of completion have almost zero value to employers because they only prove that you played the videos, not that you understood the material or can apply it. Standard professional certifications require passing rigorous, proctored exams that test your ability to solve complex scenarios under time pressure. To guide your decision, use a simple evaluation checklist. Ask yourself, does this certification require a proctored exam? Is it widely recognized across the industry? Do job postings explicitly list it as a requirement? If the answer to these questions is no, you should focus your time on building unique portfolio projects instead. For creative, writing, or general software development roles, a strong portfolio of real-world projects is always more persuasive to hiring managers than any certificate. By focusing your efforts on recognized, high-impact credentials and complementing them with demonstrable work, you build a resume that stands out to recruiters and demonstrates both structured knowledge and practical capability. Additionally, remember that a certification is not a substitute for hands-on experience. A candidate who has a certification but cannot explain how to apply their knowledge to solve a real-world problem will fail the technical interview. Use certifications to structure your learning and get your resume noticed, but dedicate equal time to practicing your skills on real projects. By maintaining this balance, you ensure that you develop genuine competence that backs up your credentials. In conclusion, by systematically researching employer demand, calculating total costs, and focusing on recognized industry benchmarks, you can select certifications that offer true career leverage. This disciplined approach prevents you from collecting credentials that only serve to pad your resume without adding actual capabilities. Ultimately, your career is upgraded by the problems you can solve for businesses, and certifications are simply tools to help you gain the opportunity to demonstrate that capability. Career Upgrade Map gives clear roadmaps for people who want better skills, better jobs, and better career options. We explain certifications, learning paths, job roles, remote work skills, and practical career decisions in plain English. No motivational fluff, just structured guidance for people trying to move forward. This video is general career education, not a guarantee of employment, job offers, salary levels, promotions, or passing certification exams. Career outcomes depend on individual experience, effort, market conditions, and employer requirements.